A very warm welcome to the top three finishers of the F1 Sprint here in Miami. In third place, Lewis Hamilton. In second place, Oscar Piastri. And our winner, Lando Norris. Lando, very well done to you. Great race. Again, like last year, the safety car worked for you. It all worked very nicely for you today.
It was a good race. Everything went to plan. Both had a good start and got into first and second, which was a nice thing. And then it was those conditions that we've had several times this year already. Where it's Inter's drying out. But I had good pace throughout. I managed things well. I had mainly good pace at the end of the stint. And obviously then, dried out enough to go onto the slicks. I had to box a lap later. I probably wanted to box the lap that Oscar did, but, unable to do that. So I'm just getting forced to stay out, help me get the win.
Did you think about double stacking and coming in the same lap as Oscar?
No, I was too close. I would have lost out to the others. So.
Okay. And you just mentioned that you were very quick at the end of the intermediate stint. Just talk us through that a little bit. You took a chunk of time out of Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say. I was just, the tires, were degrading a lot the last few laps. It was pretty much dry for the most of the part, apart from the chicane section. But I think I just kept my tires in a maybe a slightly better condition and still had good pace. Obviously, then I had to do one more lap where I could kind of push in the clean air and it was a strong lap again. So, no, just good management, good pace throughout. The car was feeling very good. So I was happy.
All right, and let's throw it forward now. How happy have you been with the car so far this weekend? Many changes ahead of qualifying later?
Probably not. I think I've been pretty happy with the car all weekend. We put it down in a good place. So, no, excited. I was happy yesterday with the P3. It was close between a lot of people. So, satisfied with that. Obviously happy with today and confident for later today.
All right, very well done, Lando. Thank you very much. Oscar, let's come to you now. Great job as well. Unlucky with the timing of the safety car. Just talk us through your decision to pit when you did.
I waited for it to dry up and then put dry tires on. It was pretty much as simple as that. I was tempted to go the lap before, but we were going to come out in a bunch of traffic, and with one dry line, that's not a very nice position to be in. So we went a lap later because, we were miles ahead of the cars behind, so we didn't have to really risk it. And it was clearly the right time for slicks. Just the time of the safety car was not in our favor, but there's not much we could have done.
Did you think about going to the end of the race on the intermediate tire?
No. With even the lap I pitted, I was more than ready to, again, without the traffic the lap before, I was very comfortable to pit one lap earlier than we did. So to try and do another 5-6 laps on an Inter, you would have had slicks by the end, but not because you pitted, because your Inters were completely destroyed.
Okay, and talk us through, if you could, just the run to turn one at the start alongside Kimi Antonelli.
I had a really good start. Obviously got alongside, and I think we probably both braked a little bit later than we should have, and there was a bit of contact, but I pulled it up, still pretty comfortably, I think with that move it would have won me the sprint if there was no safety car. So I think it was a good first lap.
Okay, and happy with the performance of the car? Are you going to make many changes between now and quali?
I've been happy with it, yes. I think there was a bit left on the table yesterday in sprint quali, so I'll try and tidy that up. But yeah, the car's been performing well. I think, even in the wet conditions today, it seemed fast. So I don't think we'll reinvent the wheel, but of course, we'll try and find a little bit more time if we can.
All right. Thank you, Oscar. And Lewis, back in the top three with Ferrari. Very well done. You were the first of the front runners to pit in that sprint race. Just talk us through the decision to do that when you did.
Well, I don't think I was a front runner, was I? I was like 6 or something. So, oh wow, the weather's. No, so happy, really, really happy with the results to get up here because it wasn't looking very good through, qualifying. Obviously, we quite chunk off these guys, and then to then getting onto the Inters, and I was just sliding around, and I had the Williams behind me, I think, and there's another one behind him who was most likely to get overtaken by. So I was like, I got to roll the dice. I was full lock through turn 12 and full lock through turn 16, and it still wasn't turning. So so I was like, let's just go for it. And if honestly, I should have done it maybe a lap or two before that. I think it would have been probably the same result because these guys were a bit too far ahead. But really, really happy to get back up there and get the points. It was when we all went out for the formation lap. I don't know how it was for, obviously Charles had that moment. I had exactly the same moment because I was right behind him, and somehow it just stopped going towards the wall right at the last moment. So that was nearly both of us out. So as I said, to come from that to then get these points, I'm really grateful.
So points in the bag today. Just give us a word on how happy you are with the car. I mean, SQ1 yesterday, you said you were very happy. What does the future look like in terms of qualifying this afternoon and the main Grand Prix tomorrow?
It's really difficult to say, honestly. I think the fact is so far we're not extracting everything. I don't think we're extracting everything from the car. And that's what we need to work on to extract the full potential of the car. I think we have good downforce. I don't think we're on the same pace as the McLarens, but I think we should be fighting a little bit closer, perhaps to the Bulls and to McLaren. So I think there's a lot of elements that we need to elevate, and hopefully we'll try and see if we can do that into qualifying today. Definitely lots learned already so far, and now it's just switching our mind to the next session.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you to all three. Right, let's open this to the floor. Who's first?
John over from the race. To Lewis, it's not been an easy phase for you since probably the China sprint win, and we know today's result was down more to strategy than pure pace, but are results like this important? Do they bring a value kind of to you and the team that there is kind of a glimmer of hope, and they kind of lift morale and belief a little bit?
Every moment counts, and I think for it's definitely been not so great, obviously, since China, but looking at it, you can definitely see perhaps why we've been in the position that we're in, and I think coming into this weekend have made some changes, but we have more to do in order to be fighting more consistently at the front. So we just need to knuckle down, and I do believe that we can get some better results. So I'm hoping I can get the car in a better place today or this afternoon.
Thanks, Lewis. Next.
Hi, Sahil Kapoor, NBC. Question for Lando. Congrats on the sprint win. When Oscar pitted and you had to stay out that lap, did you think there was any chance you could get ahead of him before the safety car came out? Could you just talk us through what was going through your mind during that lap?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously the first lap I had some clean air, so that made things feel quite a bit better. And I think my pace was still very strong at that phase. I feel like I could push on, and a little part of me wanted to keep going and kind of stay on the tire. It was only 4 laps to go. But the slick was a lot better, and like we saw Lewis already gain a lot of lap time on the other guys. Maybe their first laps were not amazing, but I think Oscar was still probably a second or 2 seconds quicker, so I'm sure he still would have come out ahead, and I would have come out on the colder tires. So no, I probably wasn't so looking ahead to where Oscar was at that point. It was more probably looking at behind to the guys who might have been trying to undercut and get ahead on the slick tire. So I just put in a very good lap. We made a very late call to box. It was only literally the last corner. But yeah, worked out. So I was happy.
Thank you. Next.
Tiziano from Brazil, Diário Rio Claro. Luz, I saw your post yesterday where you talked about Kimi. Two true Ayrton's fans. So as a Brazilian, that really moves me, especially at this time of the year. But considering how the start played out, and this is also to Oscar, out and Oscar experience position, What advice would you give Kimi about tackling turn one right after they start?
Oi. Tudo bem? I need to learn some Portuguese. Oh well, yeah. I know. I posted because it made me really. Last night I saw the video of Bono and Kimi and Toto, and it generally just brought warmth to my heart because honestly, I've been in that team for a long, long time. Bono's just the best, and I know there was a lot of question around whether or not to take on a more experienced driver, and to just continued on and continue to work hard and then get a pole. It kind of silences all the critics, and I love to see that in an underdog. Such a great story, and I think as I've not seen the race start, so I mean it was the trickiest of conditions, and we haven't had any running. We haven't had any running in the rain here, so that was definitely a very, very tough scenario. Also, to have the two fastest but right beside you is going to be very tough always. So I don't really know. I think I heard you said it's close to turn one, so I would just say to continue to do what he's doing. I think he knows what he's doing, and just continue to enjoy it.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Lando, a question for you. Just given the past couple of weekends and the setbacks you've had, I know regardless of the circumstances of this win, like how much of a little boost is it in terms of just turning the tide, in terms of how recent results have been for you?
I mean, they've been good. But like I said on Thursday, it's not like I've lacked confidence or anything. I'm still happy. I still know my pace is there and the speed is there. But of course it's a boost. Every little thing, every point's a good thing. And even though I was third yesterday, I was so happy with just the lap I did. A couple little mistakes, but it was still a well executed lap. Just kind of getting the lap in and putting it there and being there and at least being in the fight. I think a couple of my other mistakes have just set me further back. But this weekend's been a good one. I've been happy with everything, with the car, with myself, with the performances. So just keep chipping away.
Thanks, Lando. Another one.
Jono from the race. Oscar, after you came into the pits, were you mindful of or aware of the gap between you and Lando, and what was your reaction when you saw the safety car come out, especially with the memories of last year?
I mean, the reactions when the safety car came out was not again. I mean, there's not much you can do in that circumstance. I knew I had a pretty comfortable gap behind, so I, wasn't taking too many risks, and I could see that I was a little bit faster than Lando. So, I thought I had that one pretty much under control once we pitted, and then, obviously the timing of the safety car was unfortunate, but frustrating in the moment. But I think I'm leaving that sprint knowing that I did everything I could, and everything that was in my control was well executed, and that's all I can ask for.
Thank you, Oscar. Thanks to all three. We will leave it there. Best of luck for the rest of the weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, we have watched the post-sprint press conference. Unfortunately, I'm not going to comment it about the drivers' let's say talks, interviews for what happened at the sprint. Just we know that I just was I was happy to watch that sprint race. We had an interesting sprint race. As I said, I'm not going to comment it. We just want one thing from you. Don't forget to like the video, to give your opinions, thoughts about the sprint race, and for sure subscribe to the channel.